That was absolutely lovely. Absolutely lovely. And I am a Unitarian every day, every week of the year. Like when I was a teenager in southeastern Massachusetts, every Sunday in church, we recited our church's covenant. And it went something like this. I hope I can say it from memory. Wait, let me just look. Love is the doctrine of this church. The quest for truth is its sacrament, and service is its prayer. To dwell together in peace, to seek knowledge and freedom, to serve humanity in fellowship to the end that all souls shall grow into harmony with the divine. Thus we do covenant with each other and with our God. Not so bad. I could count on reciting that covenant every Sunday, along with singing Spirit of Life, which we all know and love here, and sitting in silence. These were my favorite parts of the liturgy. Yeah, they were the best. And that's how I understood what it meant to be a Unitarian Universalist, by reciting that covenant, that love was the doctrine of our church, that we fight for justice, and that we try to make the world a more peaceful place by serving humanity in fellowship. And at different points in my life, different parts of that covenant would stick out to me. They would echo in my mind. And right now, the part that really sticks out to me is the idea that service is our prayer. Service is our prayer. That's an important part of what it means to be Unitarian Universalist. And service is one of the most important values we have here in this congregation, because we believe in building beloved community with compassion, service, and empowerment. USG is a dynamic congregation here in Mount Airy, and we've distinguished ourselves both in this neighborhood and in Philadelphia and beyond. Our vibrancy comes from our service to the larger community and by our service within these four walls. Our 300-member adult congregation has close to 100 children, from infants to high schoolers, who are registered to our Sunday school program. How many of you knew that? 100. On any given Sunday, we have 7 distinct programs happening at the same time in various parts of the building during the worship service. And our religious education program really could not exist without our 32 adult volunteers who make it all happen. These people, their parents, grandparents, godparents, aunts and uncles, friends and mentors from all walks of life. They serve our children as teachers, as childcare workers, mentors, and youth advisors. These volunteers serve on our RE committee, and they create curriculum ex nihilo. That's a Latin word that means out of nothing. They bring our monthly themes to life and find engaging stories to focus our kids, along with wonderful activities. They design justice projects that are rich and meaningful and that make a lasting impression. And they do all of this within a 45-minute time frame. They're miracle workers, no less than that. And it is our pleasure, Jess and I, Jess, the chair of our RE committee, to recognize and to thank these volunteers who have made service their prayer in their work with our children at USG.
And as we thank these wonderful individuals, I ask that you hold your applause until the very end. All right, so the first group that we're going to honor is the RE Committee. This intrepid, fun, and smart group of women work tirelessly behind the scenes to provide family-friendly programming throughout the year, from family fun nights to the RE Carnival, to figuring out the Sunday morning offerings, as well as recruiting volunteers to make it all happen. They're so dedicated to the RE cause that they even show up to the meeting once a month, although I suspect that having a kid-free night out might have something to do with that. They've been through a lot of changes here at USG, but through it all have remained constant and intent on providing a seamless spiritual home for the children of USG. So these are the people that are on the RE committee. Lee Carpenter, who is a lead teacher and also developed curriculum based on the monthly themes. Carol Ann Davidson, our social justice coordinator who works with Daniel to develop our social justice projects for the children. Stephanie Johnson, who's our newest member. Jen Leiby, lead teacher and also worked on developing curriculum based on the monthly themes. Jess Stanforth, who is our incoming family fun coordinator. Treva Berger, who is ex officio, also developed the curriculum and was the lead teacher for the 9 a.m. multi-age class, which was our brand new program this year. Jess Slivak, RE chair. And Daniel Gregoire, our director of faith development. Thanks.
We have a number of volunteers who couldn't be here today, but we ask that all of the volunteers, after your name is called, that you come up on our chancel so the congregation can see who you are and acknowledge and celebrate you.
Okay. So our multi-age class, which was our 9 a.m. service, is going to receive chalice votives as a gift from us. Adding the 9 a.m. service meant that our efforts would be doubled this year, and going in, we weren't sure we would be able to get the participation that we needed to provide grade-level religious education at 2 services. But Treva Berger thought otherwise and created a one-room schoolhouse program with curriculum for the early service. We are so grateful to her, as well as to Tammy Talda and Susan Deering, who stepped up to help without hesitation. They have made the 9 a.m. Sunday school a meaningful, fun experience for the children, and we truly could not have done it without them.
Oh, sorry. Young Religious Unitarian Universalists, YRUU, is our youth group made up of 15, that's the number 15, 9th through 12th graders from various parts of the city and the suburbs. Many of the youth go to district conferences where they engage with UU youth from Pennsylvania, Maryland, Virginia, and Delaware. They engage in meaningful reflection right here on Sundays. They also engage in fun activities throughout the year. This year has been a challenging one, but filled with transitions. But we're going to continue to support the youth and their advisors, showing them love and care, and most of all, showing them gratitude for their service. The youth advisors are Jeff Adams, Cynthia Byron, and Katie Schmidt. Please come.
The Coming of Age had 4 youths, ages 14 and 15, who engaged in 8 months of discernment, exploring their core beliefs and faith to develop their personal credos. They wrestled with deep theological and philosophical questions with their mentors, the minister, and the DFD. They kept a journal to document their experience as they explored what it means to be human at the Penn Museum of Anthropology, ethical decision-making at City Hall with an attorney and a judge, the nature of God and the cosmos at the Franklin Institute, and service as spiritual practice at Rebuild Philly in Mantua. The mentors for the Coming of Age program this year were Bob Williford, Mark Bernstein, and Robert Anu.
Neighboring Faiths is probably the most unique program that we offer here at USG and in Unitarian Universalism. In Neighboring Faiths, the children visit houses of worship of various traditions, and they explore the similarities and the differences between them. They engage with different beliefs, different doctrines, and spiritual practice as they look at what it might mean to be Unitarian Universalist. This year, with their advisors and their journals in hand, they visited such places as the Germantown Jewish Center, St. Vincent's Roman Catholic Church, Grace Baptist Church, and further afield they went to the Wan Buddhist Church, the Tibetan Buddhist Temple, and the Samarkand Hindu Temple. And even further afield, they went to the Moravian Putz in Bethlehem. That's Bethlehem, Pennsylvania, not the Holy Land. And their wonderful and intrepid advisors were Elaine Hills, Eli Skierce, and Craig Miller.
Our younger children from pre-K to 6th grade explored each month's theme with a curriculum that pulled from the 7 principles and 5 sources. They celebrated many holidays, especially enjoying Chinese New Year, and contributed an art project to the service auction for the 3rd year in a row. With open hearts and minds, they learned about each other and the world around them, asking questions and teaching the teachers along the way. We are grateful for the time those teachers committed to these young people and appreciate that their classroom dedication took them out of worship twice a month. The people who made the 11:15 Sunday school happen are, in grades 4, 5, and 6, Eva Finney, Mary Schuler, and Alan Windle. In grades 1, 2, and 3, Sean Craig Parker, Lee Carpenter, Jen Leiby, and Gwen Gatto. And in grades pre-K and K, Gail Mershon, Rachel Pontillo, and Jess Stanforth.
Every month we had 2 special programs where pre-K through 6th graders got together for worship and social justice. On the first Sunday of the month, it was social justice, and we engaged the children in projects that caused them to raise their awareness about issues of global and local concerns, issues such as hunger and housing and war, and how we as individuals can make a change in the lives of people impacted and in our own lives if we are impacted. And on the 3rd Sunday, we had Chapel Sunday, and that's where the children engage in worship, just like we do in this sanctuary, exploring the theme of the month through story, through meditation, and ritual activity. Carol Ann, who's not here with us today, has been instrumental in connecting us to area social justice organizations such as NPIN, Cradles to Crayons, and the Philadelphia Bike Works, among others. And Kristen Shipler has lent her talents as a yoga instructor and as a calm and anxious presence in our Sunday school chapel. So we'd like to thank Caroline Davidson and Kristen Shipler.
This year, the RE Committee has some people who are rotating off. First, Susan Smith, who was our intrepid shopper, who made sure that our family fun nights were well supplied. We thank you for your dedication, extensive knowledge of RE history, and service to our program. And to Susan Deering, who fearlessly led us through some challenging times in the RE program, never wavering in her dedication to our children and working tirelessly to ensure that the children had an excellent experience at USG. Our appreciation for her leadership and gifts cannot be overstated. Thank you, Susan, for giving so much of your time and talents to us. And lastly, we'd like to make honorable mention of all the RE volunteers who throughout the year jumped in at a moment's notice, usually responding to a frantic late-night email from Daniel, to substitute teach in the classroom and during social justice and children's chapel or childcare. These people contributed meals and snacks, took photos, taught songs, and played instruments, and came into the office to help to do data entry. We cannot list you all by name, but we appreciate and acknowledge your important contributions to the religious education program.
And very lastly, I'd like to say, look at this array of people who have engaged in the spiritual practice of working with children and growing their faith throughout this year. Each of them received a sachet, and in the sachet there's a votive chalice that was made by the kids in our RE program. Inside of that we have a tea light, and we have a prayer stone as well. So use these things as part of your spiritual practice to enrich your own lives in the ways that you've enriched the lives of our children. Thank you.
We hope that you'll all stay on for next year's program, continuing to share your gifts as well as sustaining your spiritual well-being. And if you believe it is time for you to create a space for other members of USG to step in and share their gifts next year, we honor that decision as well. And before we wrap it up, the RE Committee would like to thank and honor the person who ably stepped in to lead us this year. Daniel, you came into a big job, and with love and dedication, you helped to create stability and build this strong program. So we really want to thank you.
Thank you.